Do you feel weak, like life is constantly pushing you down? What if I told you that weakness isn't something you're born with? It's something you've been programmed into. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility to fix it. You've been told to forgive, without conditions, to tolerate disrespect, to endure pain, in silence, all under the guise of being good or virtuous. But what if I told you that these values are nothing more than chains designed to keep you powerless? The truth is, those who hold power don't play by the same rules. They understand one thing that most people never will. Weakness is the ultimate vulnerability, and if you keep allowing yourself to feel sorry for others, to hold on to outdated ideas of morality, you'll stay invisible and easily controlled. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop living by the rules that keep you small and start living by the rules that build empires. You don't need to be liked, you need to be feared and respected. In a world where everyone is fighting for power, your silence, your ability to stand firm, and your refusal to give in to the nonsense of society are what will make you untouchable. Imagine being the person who is never rattled, never over-explaining, never apologizing. Picture a life where your strength comes from not needing anything or anyone. That's the power you're about to unlock. Stick around because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn how to erase weakness from your life forever. From the very moment you're born, you're thrust into a world that begins to shape you, mold you, and program you to believe certain things about yourself. You're taught that weakness is just part of life, that it's okay to struggle, to suffer, to stay quiet in the face of disrespect, and that forgiveness is always the path to peace. But here's the truth. None of this is natural. None of it is part of your true essence. The weakness you feel isn't something you're born with. It's something that has been carefully and deliberately installed in you. And worse, this installation was never for your benefit. It was for the benefit of those in power. You were taught to believe that being passive, kind, and self-sacrificial would lead to peace, but in reality, it just leaves you vulnerable. Think about it. The idea of always forgiving, of being the bigger person, of putting others before yourself, these are not the foundations of personal strength. These are the foundations of submission. And submission is the very thing that keeps you under the control of others. The world doesn't reward kindness, patience, or humility. What the world respects is strength, decisiveness, and power. The sad reality is that you've been conditioned to believe that being weak is a virtue, when in fact it's a sentence that traps you in a life of constant struggle, unfulfilled potential, and emotional exhaustion. As you grew up, you were likely told that if you were kind, people would like you. You were taught that if you forgave others, you would find inner peace. You were conditioned to believe that suffering was noble, that waiting patiently would eventually bring you the rewards you deserve. But when was the last time suffering alone led you to true success? When did simply waiting bring you the life you desired? You've been living a lie that keeps you small, keeps you hidden, and keeps you from stepping into your power. The truth is harsh, but it's the only path to freedom. Weakness is not a gift, it's a trap. Every time you let someone disrespect you without standing your ground, every time you bite your tongue and allow others to walk all over you, you're strengthening the chains that bind you. The world doesn't respect people who live to please others. It respects people who can make decisions without hesitation, who can say no without guilt, and who walk through life with confidence, not apologizing for their presence. But here's the good news. This weakness is not permanent. It can be undone. You have the power to break these chains, to shed the conditioning that has kept you small. The first step in doing that is recognizing the lie for what it is. Recognizing that you were never meant to be weak, that you were never meant to be a passive participant in your own life. You were meant to dominate your reality, to carve your own path, and to do so unapologetically. This is your moment to rise. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Your strength doesn't lie in being nice or forgiving. It lies in the ability to set boundaries, to take control of your life, and to stop letting anyone or anything dictate your worth. Once you realize that, you'll begin the journey to reclaim your true power, and that power will be unstoppable. In a world where noise is constant, where everyone seems to have an opinion, and where people demand immediate reactions, the ability to remain silent is the ultimate form of control. You've been taught that silence is weakness, that the quiet ones are passive, timid, and unwilling to stand up for themselves. But what if I told you that silence is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of immense power? Imagine the strength it takes to stand firm, not driven by anger, guilt, or fear, but by strategic stillness. The world around you will try to provoke you, to get you to react, to pull you into unnecessary conflicts. But the real power lies in your ability to resist that pull. When you don't respond, when you don't engage, you force the world to play by your rules. Most people can't handle silence. They expect an answer, a justification, a reaction, because it's easier for them to control you when you react. The moment you say something, you give them the power to push you into a corner. But what happens when you stop explaining? When you stop justifying and when you simply don't respond? You take away their ability to control the narrative. You take away their power to make you feel small. And that is when you begin to dominate. It's not just about shutting your mouth. It's about controlling the energy you give off. Machiavelli understood this completely. He knew that silence creates uncertainty, and uncertainty creates fear. People fear what they don't understand. When you remain calm, when you don't give them the satisfaction of an emotional response, you create an aura of mystery around yourself. And mystery, my friend, is one of the most powerful tools you can wield. The more they try to figure you out, the more they doubt themselves. They start to question their assumptions about you, and that's where you become untouchable. The truth is, people will always try to provoke you. It's a natural human instinct. Most people don't know how to live without drama, without conflict, without tension. They expect you to fall into their trap. But what if instead of reacting to their insults, criticisms, or provocations, you simply let them fade into nothingness? What if instead of clapping back or defending yourself, you chose to ignore, to stay silent, to rise above it? This is not cowardice. It's strategic mastery. You are letting your actions speak louder than any words ever could. You are showing the world that you don't need to waste your energy on things that don't serve you. Silence isn't about being weak or passive. It's about being calm, deliberate, and intentional. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you reinforce your power. You stop being a puppet pulled by others' strings, and you begin to control the strings yourself. The silence you choose becomes your strongest weapon, and when you use it correctly, it will silence your enemies, your critics, and everyone who doubts your strength. You see, the most dangerous people in the world aren't the loud ones, the ones who argue and fight. They're the ones who don't react. The ones who stand quietly, letting the noise wash over them until the world starts to realize that they are no longer in control. And in that silence, you become the one who commands the room. You've been waiting for the right moment, haven't you? Waiting for someone to give you permission, for the stars to align for life, to give you a sign that it's your time to rise. But the truth is, power is never given to you. It's something you must seize for yourself. In the game of life, nobody hands you the keys to success. No one will simply offer you the throne, nor will they gift you the respect and influence you deserve. The world does not work that way. It rewards those who are bold enough to take what they want, who are strategic enough to recognize opportunities when they arise, and ruthless enough to act swiftly and decisively. Think about it. When was the last time someone handed you power simply because you waited long enough? When was the last time patience alone made you stand out, made people respect you, made you someone they couldn't ignore? Patience is a virtue, yes, but patience without action, without purpose, is nothing more than procrastination disguised as virtue. Time doesn't wait for you to be ready. It moves on. And every moment you hesitate is another moment someone else is stepping into the power you could have claimed. If you want to rise, you must stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the world to validate you. Stop waiting for people to see your potential. You are not going to be handed respect. You must take it. Respect is not something you earn by being liked or being nice. It's earned through your actions, through the choices you make in the most defining moments of your life. It's earned when you decide to take what is yours, when you decide that you are worthy of the life you want, and when you stop asking for approval. Every time you hold back, every time you ask for permission, you give up a little bit of your power. You teach the world to see you as small, as someone who needs to be told what to do. But true power comes when you take charge of your own destiny, when you stop looking for others to tell you how to live your life and start carving your own path with confidence and intention. The moment you stop asking for permission is the moment you begin to break free from the chains that have held you down for so long. It's time to stop playing it safe. Life is not a spectator sport. Those who rise to greatness are the ones who take risks, who make decisions quickly, who move when others hesitate. If you keep waiting, you'll always be a step behind. The world belongs to the bold, the decisive, and the strategic. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your own hesitation. You have the power to change your life right now. You don't need anyone's permission. Seize it. Take it. Claim what is rightfully yours and watch as the world begins to bend to your will. This is the moment you stop waiting and start doing, because power isn't given, it's taken. And now it's your turn. You've spent your life holding on to things, haven't you? Holding on to relationships that drain you, holding on to identities that no longer serve you, and holding on to the comfort of what's familiar, even though it's keeping you stuck. But what if I told you that true power lies in your ability to let go? The things you hold on to, whether they're people, past identities, or the illusion of stability, are the very things that are keeping you from stepping into your true potential. The hardest part of rising to power is not the fight against others. It's the fight against yourself. It's the internal battle to let go of the things that no longer serve your growth. You see, we are all taught to seek comfort. From a young age, we are conditioned to pursue stability, to find a steady job, secure a steady home, and maintain predictable outcomes. But stability is a trap. Stability breeds complacency. When you're comfortable, you stop growing, you stop evolving, and you stop fighting for the life you deserve. The most powerful people are not the ones who have it all figured out, the ones who have settled into a safe, predictable life. No. The most powerful people are the ones who embrace uncertainty, who thrive in chaos, and who are willing to burn the bridges of comfort in order to ascend to greatness. Think about it. When was the last time comfort led you to true success? When did the desire to avoid discomfort push you toward a breakthrough? The truth is, comfort keeps you small. It lulls you into thinking you've done enough, that you've achieved enough, that you're secure enough. But the real power lies in your willingness to step into the unknown, to risk everything for what you truly want. You must learn to detach from everything that holds you back, whether it's people, places, or outdated versions of yourself. You don't need to hold on to people who drain you. You don't need to keep chasing approval from others. The moment you let go of the need to be liked, the moment you detach from the opinions and judgments of those around you, is the moment you reclaim your power. Holding on to others' expectations, to past failures, or to your fear of the unknown only keeps you locked in a cage. And the longer you stay in that cage, the longer you remain invisible, weak, and powerless. The only way to truly rise is to let go. Let go of your need to be understood. Let go of your need for approval. Let go of your attachments to the past, to relationships, to situations that no longer serve you. Only by detaching from these things can you make room for your true power to emerge. The moment you let go is the moment you become free. The moment you stop being controlled by the expectations of others. The moment you stop being a prisoner of your own fears, and the moment you start living a life that is truly yours. This is the essence of power, the ability to walk away from what no longer serves you without hesitation or guilt, to shed the layers of your past and embrace the person you are becoming. The more you let go, the more you will find yourself stronger, bolder, and unstoppable. So ask yourself, what are you still holding on to? What's keeping you from stepping into your full potential? Let it go and watch as the world begins to bend to your will. What does it really mean to be powerful? Is it about money, fame, influence? Or is it something far deeper, far more subtle and far more dangerous than any of these external trappings? True power doesn't scream from the rooftops. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't need validation from anyone. True power is silent. It's the ability to stand in a room and make everyone else feel your presence without uttering a single word. True power is being the one who can leave a room and have everyone talking about you because they can't stop thinking about you. Now think for a moment. When was the last time you felt like you were truly in control of your life, of your decisions, of your actions? When did you last take a step without wondering how others would perceive you? The truth is, most people are slaves to their own insecurities, constantly seeking approval and validation from others. They live for the approval of those around them, constantly trying to fit in to please to be liked. And this is where most people go wrong. They think that kindness, humility, and patience are the keys to success. But in the eyes of the powerful, these are just weaknesses waiting to be exploited. To become powerful, you must first become untouchable. This is where the silence begins. When you stop reacting, stop justifying yourself, and stop begging for acceptance, you become a force to be reckoned with. People can sense it when you stop trying to prove yourself. They can feel it when you no longer care about their opinions, when you no longer need their approval. And that fear they have of being unable to control you, that's your power. You are no longer just another face in the crowd. You become the one who stands above them, all commanding attention with nothing more than your presence. But let's be clear here. Becoming powerful doesn't mean becoming cruel. It doesn't mean manipulating people or using others for personal gain. It means becoming someone who understands their own value and refuses to settle for anything less. It means knowing that you are worthy of respect and that respect must be earned, not begged for. When you are truly powerful, you don't seek to control others. You control yourself, your actions, and your destiny. You will find that when you stand firm in your own worth, the world begins to bend to your will. People will start to treat you differently, not because you demanded it, but because you've become someone they simply cannot ignore. They will start to respect you, and that respect will eventually turn into fear. And it is that fear, the fear that they can't manipulate or control you, that will make you untouchable. In the end, power isn't about gaining control over others. It's about gaining control over yourself. It's about becoming someone who cannot be swayed, who cannot be influenced, and who cannot be destroyed. The world will either bend to you or break itself trying to manipulate you. The question is, are you ready to step into that power? Are you ready to be the person who doesn't ask for permission but takes what is rightfully theirs? Because once you do, you will become the person everyone else fears, respects, and ultimately envies. And that is where true power lies. In life, the greatest power you can wield is the ability to control yourself, your actions, your emotions, and your decisions. Too many people spend their lives seeking validation, approval, and comfort, believing that kindness, patience, and forgiveness will lead them to success. But the truth is, these traits, while valuable, can also make you vulnerable if you don't back them with strength and boundaries. The world doesn't respect the person who is always trying to please others. It respects the person who stands firm in their value, someone who knows when to walk away, when to say no, and when to stay silent. True power comes from within. It's not about manipulating others or controlling situations. It's about having the mental clarity to navigate the chaos around you, the emotional discipline to stay calm, and the strength to stand your ground no matter what. You must detach from what no longer serves you, whether it's toxic people, outdated, self-limiting beliefs, or the need for external approval. Only when you shed these attachments will you realize your true potential. The most successful people in the world are not the loudest, but the ones who understand the art of silence, patience, and decisiveness. They are the ones who don't need to explain themselves or apologize for their success. They have mastered the art of becoming untouchable, not by pushing others down, but by lifting themselves up through self-control and strategic actions. Start today by taking control of your actions and emotions. Stop waiting for permission, stop seeking approval, and start living with purpose and intention. If you're ready to break free from the limitations and rise to your true potential, hit subscribe, share this message with someone who needs to hear it, and start your journey toward mastery today.